Hey guys, what's up? Just a quick video on valve timing on this. As you can see, it's a bit late at night, and obviously, we're pushing hard to get this thing done. I just want to cover some things on valve timing. So, if you want to be building an engine, you needing to your valve timing. I want to cover some things on here. So, we got 4B11T. We've got doing our valve timing here. We got oil pump on there. We don't have any balance shelves. So I'm going to show you guys what's going on here. Our exhaust cams over here. Our intake cams over there. You'll see with this engine, the previous owner, when he did it, they made little marks there to help indicate where the points are going to go. But if you look closely, so for the shaky footage, there's a little dot there. Little dot right there, that's where your marks are going to be. And then another mark over there. And then if you look at the bottom, got our new changing guides on here. Right about there, there's a little dot. And we want to line things with. So that's our dot there. So let's say you don't have dots. Let's say you're doing maybe like a belt or something, and you just done with a valve timing R. So another thing here to show is these marks here. So they normally square up straight to the block. Now we haven't tensioned this chain, but you can see that line there normally parallel the block, and then there. So you want to look for something like this, and then you would want to look that it's equal with that. So how do you know when these are relevant to your valve timing or your chain? Well, the short answer is we look at your camshafts. So here we have our intake lobe. So this is our intake manifold over here. So we have our intake camshaft on this side. We have our exhaust camshaft on that side. Right. So you would have these ones, your lobes here, in the fire position. So what does fire position mean? I'll get to that in a bit. And you'd have these two here in the rock position, the back. So basically what the rock is, as soon as this one starts, so rotation is that way. So I think now, so as soon as this one will start its valve stroke, so you can see they're basically just touching the valves there. See, they're about to start pushing down on the valve. If you look on the other side, on this side, you'd have, see, it's on the other side of the lobe. So it's past the valve already. So it's finished its exhaust stroke, and it's about to start its intake stroke. So that is what the rock means. You basically, well, not like the wrestler, like smell what's cooking, but you get what I'm saying. So the two valves at the back are rocking, and then on the front side, I'm trying to hold the camera still, so we don't have too much shaking footage here. These ones to be in the fire position. So if you think of your 4-stroke engine, let's use this camshaft as an example. So as the camshaft rotates, you've got 4 quadrants. One is going to be your intake, your compression, your combustion, and exhaust. So our cam lobe is now sitting on here. So intake, compression, so that will be your power stroke about there. So this is when the spark plug fires, and then your combustion will happen, and the pressure will push your piston back down. So that will happen here. So it is now finished its intake stroke. So what happens in intake stroke? It opens the valve. So from there to there, it opens the valve. It takes in the air on the downward stroke. From there, pointing up is the compression stroke, because the piston is going back up for a stroke. So every 1 rotation of the camshaft will be 2 rotations of your crankshaft. And then you would have your position there. So this is the fire position. Now they do look different on different engines, but you could basically be able to see as long as your rock here is at the point where your intake stroke is about to start and your exhaust stroke has just finished, because intake, compression, combustion, exhaust. So after exhaust, it goes back to intake. So this is going to be your indication. Now you want to make sure that is cylinder 4 on a 4-stroke. It works different for different engines, but basically you would have piston 1 at TDC, and you had piston 4 at TDC because it's a 4-cylinder engine, and then 2 and 3 is at bottom dead center. So top dead center, bottom dead center, bottom dead center, top dead center. If you're running on a straight 6, you would basically look at your other piston that's the top dead center, and those valves will be rocking. So because what are you doing? You've finished your exhaust stroke, and you're starting your power stroke on the other side. So as this one's going to be intake, this one's going to be doing the power stroke. So that's how you know your firing order. So with my other my GTO, that's a 6072, your firing order is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I were to do that, I would check that 1 and 4 are on fire, and I would check that 3 and 6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 3 and 6 would be on fire. So that's how you can set it there. So the only engine you cannot do this on is a 5-cylinder, because with a 5-cylinder, this is going to be like your Audi RS3, I think it is, TTRS. They've got 5 cylinders. So with a 5-cylinder, you don't have a rocking motion because your crankshaft is in a star pattern position. So when one's on TDC, 5 is like it's 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, I think it was. Yeah, 1, 3, 1, 5, 2, 4, 3. Yeah. So cylinder 1 and 5 would be, it'll fire 1, fire 5, fire 2, fire 4, fire 3. So it doesn't add up. You can't fire here and rock there. 3 cylinders, even harder, because you don't have that. With a 3-cylinder, you'd look at a mark on a flywheel. So if you are running a 3-cylinder or 5-cylinder, how would you do that then? Well, basically, you would look on cylinder 1. When your fire stroke is, you'd use a dial gauge to determine when this one is at the correct position. Now, in our case here, if you were to do that method, it wouldn't work because our valves are angled. They're not straight. So our fire stroke here is going to be off, so we can't get that to fire TDC. Unfortunately, I don't have the 5-cylinder anymore, so I would have showed you guys that, but that's a topic for another day. I probably will do a more in-depth video with this. Because like I say, you know what, filming took too long. We've got to get the car done. I still got to get these valve clearances done and everything. So anyway, topic for another day. But yeah, so that's your 3-cylinder, and your 5-cylinders are the same. Your V8s, let me just think now. I'm hitting a blank on the V8, but your 2-cylinders, your 4-cylinders, so let's say you have a straight 6, it'll be 1, 5, 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. So 1, 5, 3, 4 would be your next one. So you'd look at 1 and 4 would be your top dead centers, and then 3 and 6 would be, it goes on the firing order. So basically, if you fire here, your finished exhaust stroke, start of intake stroke, that's going to be your rock. So you'd look for that on this. So then you would get that, and then obviously your crankshaft over here. This is pretty much the easiest part to do. So let's say you don't know what the timing is at all, and you've got no idea, you've got no marks, you've got no indications, nothing. You would take your crankshaft, put it on TDC, and when it cranks on TDC, you would have cylinder 1 in the fire position. So if you have no valve marks, you don't know what to do, that's probably going to be how you do it. In our case, we've got nice easy indications because it's the Evo. The Lancer probably has the same thing, it's got the same engine, and then our marks over here. So notice how this is slightly to the side. No real reason for that, but you just a bit of shiny light there, but just sort of make sure that your valve timing is on that. So cylinder 1 is in the fire position, cylinder 4 is in the rock position, and then you have your camshafts in this one here, and then TDC on 1 and 4. Oil pumps, so let's say you got some balance shafts, you got some oil pumps, they will also have markings. So I actually want to show you, the previous owner did this with an oil pump. You'd have a marking right about there. So basically, if you were to take this off, you'd mark that, you'd mark the chain, and then you'd mark the oil pump. So let's say you've got an oil pump like this, you've got to replace it, you would make a mark on the oil pump, you'd make a mark on the chain, you'd come over to your, sorry for the bad shaky footage guys, come back to your crankshaft, let's say over there, there's your oil pump chain, focus. It's like it knows when I say focus to focus. You'd make a mark on that chain, and you make a mark on a gear. So you'd put your own markings on to know when you take this off what position they were in. So in this case, we don't have markings, so it doesn't matter because it's oil pump. But I think on the 4G63, it does have balance shafts. So you got to make sure that your markings are correct. They do have balance shaft delete kits, which is pretty cool actually. Like, they're pretty good engines, but yeah. We don't have that Evo, we've got the other Evo, the other one. Obviously, I haven't fastened my bolts here, and I haven't put the bolt in there because I just want to show you this. So now we've done that, we've done everything, and now we can tension. So we've got this nice little tensioner there. Pull that pin out. Pull the pin out. And now our tension has tensioned. Little locking pin there. So we can now check. So now we're done, right? Wrong. We now need to rotate the engine 2 full revolutions, because remember, 4-stroke engine, 1 rotation of the camshaft is 4 on the crank, and you would want to check that you don't get interference. So you would basically rotate this. Now you could rotate this as many times as you want. These markings will probably not line up again, so do keep that in mind. Obviously I haven't put the bolt in there for the chain, so I'm not going to do the rotation now, but you want to do 2 full rotations to confirm that when you rotate it, you're not hitting any valves. It's a 5-minute step really, and it'll save you a lot of trouble, because often you're in a rush, you're busy, you maybe confuse your fire and rock cylinders, maybe looking at 2 and 3 or something like that, and you mess it up. So that's one thing you got to look for, is your clearances. So push your systems on. Well, we'll put the bolt in there, put the oil pump bolt on there, and we rotate this 2 full revolutions, and we would look our marks. So then we would look at the marks here. Now, let's say you don't have markings, you probably want to make markings like the previous owner did here. So he did that pretty good, marking there, but you would actually want to be looking for these ones here, because you've got a straight surface there. And okay, it's a little bit off now because of the change. The thing have to do the rotation and tension has to set, but it will sit nicely right between there. So he's actually a little bit over. So let me cheat a little just to show you guys this. Never really turn something on the camshaft like I'm doing now. It's not a good thing. And I'm just going to bear the shaky footage for a second. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to mess something up. Yeah, not advisable. Don't do what I just did. As someone who's been in the trade for many years, do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, anyway, so you want to have these ones straight there, in that position. Always rotate on the crank. And what was the other thing that I wanted to cover? Oh yeah, so if you want to check if your chain's worn out, you would look at the edge of the chain and you would give this a pull. Now notice there's no movement there because it's a new chain. I probably got to replace the gears as well. So new chain on here, you can't lift that. It's not going to move. If your chain was worn out, you would have quite a bit of play there. Does this one have it? Oil pump is, nah, she's also tight. So that chain is not moving from the bottom there. So that's how you know you got nice, a little bit of movement there. I should probably just go ahead and put the bolt in. So that's how you check how worn your chain is. So if you want to check that on your vehicle, you take your valve cover off, just give it a little tug there, a little tug here, and see if the chain lifts. See if I can get right in there. Zoom right in and try and lift her. And you can see she's not lifting, because if you've got movement, it means your chain has stretched and your linkages are now further apart, giving you more play. That's when you start jumping valves. That's when you start losing timing. That's when you start losing gears. So you want to make sure that your gear condition is good. So I can actually show you here a bad gear condition. So look at those marks there. These gears are actually worn out completely. So we're going to get them replaced soon, one of these days. But since I'm going to be replacing the entire camshaft and do a full valve train upgrade, I'm really not going to worry about this now. But this is a good indication there for you. Let's zoom right in there. You guys can see that is bad. You don't want that on your vehicle. Look at the edges there. But obviously, you know, so with this, we're going to be replacing all of these. We're doing recam. So this mark there will actually tear this chain up. So I'll have to get a new chain for this. However, looking at the bottom here, so here you can see what the new gear looks like. So this is a new gear going on there. Look how smooth your teeth are there. No indentations. So that's what you want to see, that you don't want to see. So anyway, this is getting a bit longer than what I actually wanted to do, but that's the long and the short of valve timing. Hope this helps. There's a lot of things in here that we covered very quickly. Like I say, you know, we're pushed for time. I need this car running by the weekend. We're at Tuesday now, so yeah, probably not going to happen, but we'll see. So we're going to get our covers back on, and then one thing left, and then yeah, then we're done. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really hope that this valve train is going to help. I'll put a video on this for like how to see valve timing without marks and with marks, and I'll get back on this to get this thing done. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We probably will do more EVA content in the future. Just got to move some things and got to get some things up to date, so we're going to be working on that for now, when I've got some really good content again, I'll probably do the full series. We still got to put the sump on, still got to put the time, well, it's basically bolted, it'll basically be done. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care and drive safe. Cheers.